ABML morning update. Hormuz standstill continues. Indian rupee sink to record low as outflow. Oil stain worsen the battering. Global markets. US markets ended mixed on Wednesday, with the S&P 500 advancing 0.58% and the Nasdaq Composite rising 1.20%, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average declined 0.14%. US markets had retreated from record highs on Tuesday after stronger-than-expected consumer inflation data raised concerns over persistent price pressures. Investor sentiment remained cautious on Wednesday as US producer prices rose sharply, with the Producer Price Index (PPI) increasing 1.4% month-to-month in April, the steepest monthly rise since March 2022 and well above expectations of 0.5%. On an annual basis, wholesale inflation accelerated to 6%, marking the highest level since December 2022 and exceeding the consensus estimate of 4.9%. European markets rebounded on Wednesday after weakness in the previous session, supported by easing UK gilt yields after Prime Minister Keir Starmer resisted mounting calls to step down. The Pan-European Stoxx 600 index closed 0.7% higher, with gains seen across most sectors and major regional markets. Domestic market. Indian equity indices ended on a positive note on May 13th. At close, the Sensex was up 0.07% at 74,609, and Nifty was also up 1.83% at 23,413. Among sectors, metal was up 3.18%, followed by consumer durables and oil and gas, which were up 1.67% and 1.28% respectively. On the other hand, IT was down 1.13%, followed by auto and realty, which were down 0.97% and 0.19% respectively. Asian Paints, Adani Enterprises, Tata Steel, Hindalco, and BEL were among major gainers on the Nifty, while losers included Eicher Motors, Mahindra & Mahindra, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, and Sun Pharma. GIFT Nifty trades higher by 137 points at 23,560, signaling a positive start to the trading session. The Government of India has increased import duties on gold and silver to 15% from 6% to curb rising bullion imports and ease pressure on external balances. This follows a sharp surge in gold imports from $36.5 billion in 2022 to $58.9 billion in 2025, with a record $71.98 billion in fiscal year 2026, greater than 24% year-over-year, even as volumes declined 4.76% year-over-year to 721 tons, indicating price-led growth, prices rising to approximately 99,825 rupees per kilogram in fiscal year 26. Gold now accounts for greater than 9% of total imports, straining the trade deficit, current account, and forex reserves. Switzerland remains the largest supplier, approximately 40% share, followed by the UAE and South Africa. Beyond macro impact, the duty hike is expected to increase domestic prices by approximately 27,000 rupees per 10 grams versus approximately 13,500 rupees earlier, and reduce demand by approximately 10%, with the higher burden largely passed on to consumers, while also pressuring jewelry demand and sectoral sentiment. Elevated prices could shift demand toward lighter jewelry, gold loans, or alternative assets, and may revive smuggling risks, even as the policy, alongside the government's appeal to defer purchases for 1 year, aims to moderate imports and support the rupee. Focus for the day: UK GDP, IND-WPI, Q4 FY26 HAL. Key corporate developments/policy actions. IKS reported strong Q4 FY26 performance with revenue at 8.6 billion rupees, up 18% year-over-year, while EBITDA grew 33% year-over-year to 3 billion rupees, with margins expanding to 35% versus 31.2% in 4Q FY25. Adject PAT grew by 38% to 2.3 billion rupees. Cipla reported a weak Q4 FY26 with revenue at 65.41 billion rupees, down 2.8% year-over-year, and EBITDA at 9.55 billion rupees, down 37.9% YOY, and margins contracting to 14.60% versus 23% year-over-year. PAT 2 declined to 5.43 billion rupees, down 55.3% year-over-year. HPCL reported a strong Q4 FY26 performance with revenue at 1.15 trillion rupees, up 4.8% year-over-year, while EBITDA stood at 92.1 billion rupees, up 59% year-over-year, with EBITDA margin improving to 7.2% versus 5.28% in fourth quarter fiscal year 25. PAT came in at 60.7 billion rupees, up 77.6% year-over-year, driven by higher GRMs and a sharp turnaround in JV/associate performance. Bharti Airtel announced Q4 FY26 results with revenue at 553.8 billion rupees, up 16% year-over-year, while EBITDA stood at 315 billion rupees, up 17% year-over-year, with margins at 57.8%. PAT came in at 92.5 billion rupees, down 16% year-over-year. The board declared a final dividend of 24 rupees per share. TVS Motor reported strong Q4 FY26 performance, with revenue at 150.5 billion rupees, up 30.4% year-over-year, while EBITDA stood at 21.9 billion rupees, up 13.9% year-over-year, with margins contracting to 14.5% versus 16.6% year-over-year. Other income improved to 66 million rupees versus negative in prior periods, and PAT came in at 8.2 billion rupees, up 17.5% year-over-year. Fund flow. FII sold shares worth 47.03 billion rupees, while DII bought for 58.69 billion rupees.
Investment in securities markets are subjected to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.